Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hakurajarive and I'm here with my recap review of Boruto Naruto Next Generations anime episode number 284, which is titled The Secret in the Cellar. And yeah, I wasn't expecting this particular episode to provide a whole lot of new scenes basically that didn't show up in the manga yet. And going by the speed that the Sasuke Retsuden story is being told, I think that we will be done with this particular story before the manga adaptation. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that that's going to happen. Anyway, the episode opens up with basically quite a long recap. They could have done without the recap, but yeah, we got a recap. It was like, what, at least 1 minute long? And they were the same scenes we have already seen in the previous episode, with Sasuke and Sakura going over the map of the Heavens Book, and a mysterious person overhearing them. And then after this person leaves, and it's weird. It's weird. So really, not Sasuke and Sakura, both of them didn't notice this person eavesdropping. Was he able to like hide his chakra? I don't know. But anyway, he eavesdrops, and Sasuke and Sakura are talking about how they need to figure out more about the ultra particles and everything. And they're like, "Hey, not they, my bad, because it's in the manga it's Sakura, but in the anime it's Gane who ends up telling Sasuke about the secret cellar in Zanzul's office." So Sasuke's like, "Yeah, there's a secret cellar. We need to get into it." And Sakura is like, "Well, a messenger from the Prime Minister is coming tomorrow, so we can use him. So let's do that." And at night, we get to see that Gigi is up to something. So apparently, Gigi has figured out when Menno ends up patrolling their cell, and of course the rest of the cellmates are very impressed by that. They're like, "Gigi, how do you always know?" And Gigi's like, "Well, my girlfriend is into horseback riding and she's into animals, so I ended up learning a lot from her." And yeah, just like clockwork, Menno comes towards the cell, and you can notice Gano holding this piece of what is this? A little twig from the almond tree, and Gigi has noticed Menno spending a lot of time under the almond tree. It doesn't eat almonds, but I guess it likes the smell. So Gigi ends up taking the twig away from Gano and using the twig to lure Menno towards the cell, and yeah. Gigi's like, "See, it's not that, it's quite friendly if you don't break the rules." And he's like, "Anyone wants to touch it?" And Sasuke's like, "No, I don't want to lose my my right arm." So Gano comes up and he is able to pat Menno, and then it's Penzilla's turn, and as Penzilla is reaching towards Menno, unknowingly his foot ends up like crossing the line from the cell. It comes out from between these bars, and yeah, as far as Menno is concerned, stepping out of the cell is breaking the rules, and Menno tries to attack Penzilla, but Gigi is able to pull Penzilla back. And while that's happening, during the commotion, the oil that they were using to light the flame over here, it falls onto Menno, and it gets burned and it runs away. And yeah, the cellmates are without oil. A guard comes in, and Gigi is like, hey, don't worry, it's nothing. Penzilla and Gano were just fighting. Yada yada yada. So it's the next day, and the messenger comes over, and his name is Fandal, and he ends up being greeted by Sakura. And as Sakura is taking Fandal towards Zanzul's office, quotation marks, air quotes, Sakura ends up trying to gain as much information as possible from Fandal, and because Fandal is the messenger, he doesn't necessarily know what the actual message is, but he's still able to give Sakura enough information in order for her to pretend to be Fandal in a better way, because he tells Sakura that he ended up seeing what was it? Let me remember. Yeah, Zanzul ended up meeting the Prime Minister last summer, and Fandal was also able to see Zanzul way before that, because when Zanzul came to stay at the palace, his wife was one of the attendants, and all of that stuff. So Sakura ends up leading Fandal to a room where Sasuke is waiting for him, and Sasuke puts Fandal under Genjutsu, and he's like, "Don't worry about it. When he wakes up, he won't remember anything." And Sakura's like, "Okay, it's time. I'll transform into Fandal, and let's go get you into that cellar." And while that's happening, we also get this information that we didn't get in the manga, and it's basically Sakura telling Sasuke about the artificial eye that Zanzul uses. So this artificial eye jutsu is basically something specific to the land of Radaku, and I couldn't really understand all of it. But apparently, Zanzul is wearing an artificial eye that uses another person's vision. So another person's vision is placed into the eye, and Zanzul is wearing that, and that's why Genjutsu doesn't work on him, because it's not his own vision. And there is a weakness though. The scope of the vision of that eye, it isn't the best, especially at higher levels. So yeah, there is a blind spot that, of course, Sasuke, that does come into handy as Sasuke is trying to sneak into the cellar. So Sakura ends up transforming into Fandal, and Sasuke ends up transforming into the staff that Fandal was holding. So Sakura goes into the office, she greets Zanzul, and she tries to distract him by saying that, oh, look, it's raining. And Zanzul is like, it's raining? He walks towards the window, and Sakura's like, yep, that's my chance. So she like basically rolls the staff on the floor, but yeah, it isn't able to make its way towards the cellar. And I'm like, really, Sakura? But anyway, she keeps Zanzul occupied, and Sasuke is able to roll himself towards the cellar door, and it's time for him to open the cellar, but of course it's locked. So Sasuke is like, hey, I need to figure out a way to create a key. So we get this entire scene where Sasuke is first able to map the keyhole with his chakra, and then he uses the chakra map in order to create a key. Now in the novel, it's explained that people with very good chakra control, like Sasuke, Naruto, Shikamaru, of course Sakura, they are able to do this, but they do this differently. When it comes to Naruto, he's able to unlock locks by creating mini Rasengans, and Shikamaru can use his shadow style jutsu in order to open locks. Sasuke, on the other hand, is able to create a fake key. And as he's trying to open the door, there's a click. And again, Sakura ends up distracting Zanzul by basically saying that she's sorry because as a messenger, she ended up overstepping her bounds and asking Zanzul way too many questions that she wasn't supposed to ask. Because basically, the message that Fandal ended up giving Zanzul is that that the Prime Minister is inquiring about the progress of the project, and Sakura has no idea what that project is. Fandal doesn't know either. And Zanzul was like, hey, just tell the Prime Minister that he doesn't have anything to worry about, and that he'll be sending the assets soon to the capital. And Sakura as Fandal is like, how many assets are we talking about? And Zanzul like, no, you're overstepping. You're just a messenger. I can't give you a specific number. The Prime Minister would know. And also, let's go back. During that scene where Sakura is unable to completely roll the staff towards the door, Zanzul does look around his room, but because of the weakness that his artificial eye has, because of all of the blind spots, he isn't able to notice the staff. And he asks Fandal about his staff, and yeah, good thinking, Sakura. She did bring Fandal's original staff with her, and she's like, hey, don't worry about it, it's with me. So while that's happening, Sasuke is able to make his way down the cellar, and it's time for Sakura as Fandal to leave. And she's like, "Well, here's to hoping you're able to escape. Sasuke." So Sasuke opens up the cellar door, and he ends up entering this chicken coop. There are a whole lot of chickens around him. There are also a whole lot of fossils. Now in the manga, Sasuke isn't able to connect the dots this quickly, but in the anime, things are progressing in a very, very different manner. So he notices the fossils, he notices the chickens, he notices an altar, and he's like, yep, Zanzul is basically using reanimation jutsu. And as he continues along the cellar, the secret pathway, he ends up coming out behind the building. And this is where he's like, okay, so Zanzul has been using reanimation to create Menos, and then those Menos are able to be released outside because of the secret passage. And he's like, you know what, if this is reanimation or something similar to it, then that means that Meno is under some sort of genjutsu. And Sasuke notices that Meno doesn't have a paper tag, but he is still being controlled somehow. And he's like, yep, I guess it's still genjutsu, and my genjutsu is more powerful, so I'll just override that particular genjutsu. So Meno decides to attack Sasuke, of course, and Sasuke stops it, and he's like, hey, all of the anger that you're feeling, I get it. You were sleeping, and then you were forcefully awakened, and I can help you out. And he also notices that Meno still hasn't healed from its injury, and this is where he ends up creating a clone of himself. And he uses overcooled mist style in order to basically help Meno heal, and at least numb the wound. And as that happens, Sasuke is like, okay, Meno, I have to do this. I have to override the genjutsu that you're under. So Sasuke allows Meno to bite his arm, and I'm like, really, Sasuke? That's your only good arm? And then he ends up using his Sharingan to make, and he's like, yep, that's it. And then he ends up basically like putting his entire arm inside Meno's mouth, and he grabs Meno's tongue and he infuses chakra into Meno via the tongue. And I'm like, okay, Sasuke's like, hey, I've got to do what I've got to do. And it works. Sasuke is able to override the genjutsu that Meno is under, and yeah, Meno is now basically under Sasuke's control, and it licks Sasuke. It's basically Sasuke has a pet raptor now, in a sense. He has a pet raptor. Sasuke's like, hey, don't worry about this, Meno. Go and rest. I'm going to figure out how to help you. And then the episode basically ends with Zanzul coming back into the altar with the mysterious guy, I guess, who it's the same person who was listening to Sasuke and Sakura's plan, and Zanzu's like, yep, I need to keep on getting more of these dragon beasts. And then we get to see a more, let's say, a more accurate depiction of a velociraptor with a whole lot of feathers and everything. And yeah, again, as I said, the way that the story is progressing, I think it's going to conclude way before the manga, which is okay. I mean, it's been fun. I have read the novel. I am reading the manga, and I'm watching the anime. So it's the same story, but we are still getting different. It's being told in different ways, and that makes that interesting. That makes you want to read the story and in different formats, right? It makes you want to read the novel, it makes you want to read the manga, and it makes you want to watch the anime, because you do get different layers in each format. So if I end up doing a written review this for the Geeky Edit, link to my review down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Again, I was very, very surprised that the anime ended up revealing a whole lot of its secrets, the secrets in the narrative this quickly, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. There's still a few more twists coming, so let's see how they are handled. Yeah. Let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comment section below, and until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.